Hey y'all, hopefully you can hear me and see me. Hey, I wanted to share something with y'all. I just woke up from a power nap. But this was an epiphany that came through like around about 3, 4 in the morning last night, where I literally had to write it down, like type it in my phone to save notes. Hey, so you know that term when people be like generational curse breaker? Generational curse breaker, generational cycle breaker. The download, the light bulb moment that came through was how, what if a generational curse breaker is actually something, I mean, it's the way I look at it as a generational curse breaker is somebody who's willing to do the shadow work for their lifetime and potentially break off generational oppressive, disempowering beliefs and ways of being and thinking, and just breaks certain things up off of your bloodline too. So it's like a shadow worker, right? That's the way I see it, a generational curse breaker. But I thought, what if the actual term generational curse breaker is something that's actually potentially traditionally was something that was supposed to be done every generation, like a generational curse breaker. So I think I was just doing some quick research, but don't hold me on this, but I thought, so each generation, you know, whether it's millennial, generation X, or baby bloomers, or blah blah blah, these generations are lasting anywhere from 15 to, it looked like the cycles are anywhere from 15 to like 20 years, I guess. They say a generation occurs when that person has a child or something. Anyway, it looks like, at least from my perspective, it's like a generational curse breaker or a shadow worker in a bloodline, in a particular family lineage, is something that the shadow worker should probably be done every generation, if you think about it. Otherwise, I said, if things aren't looked at and introspected on, and weeds aren't plucked from bloodlines, at least generationally, I mean, hence why I think it might be called a generational curse breaker. If that isn't work that's done generationally, meaning every 15 years, that means that karma, them ties, whatever toxicity, disempowerment, the so-called 7 deadly sins that might have infiltrated that bloodline, it's happening on each generation. I mean, whether it's from inside the bloodline and family structures and ideas and incidences and experiences that get passed down and create blockages and mindsets of people in that bloodline. But at the same time, it could come from outside force, somebody who come in and infiltrate the bloodline, family, friends, people you work with, just some kind of way, an idea, perspective that's flawed and distorted and disempowering in nature comes through and starts to infiltrate the psychology of their bloodline. So potentially, I was thinking it almost seemed like a generational curse breaker or a shadow worker. I wonder if that was something that should have been done every generation.